Hello everyone, and welcome to our domain. I'm KidCivic, and today I'll be reviewing Marvel's Diamond Select Juggernaut. Juggernaut, or Kane Marko, first appeared in X-Men issue 12 on July 1965 and was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Revealed to be the long-lost stepbrother of Charles Xavier, it's shown in a flashback that both young men served in the US Army and were deployed to Korea. Marko deserts his station with Charles and Sue and stumbles across an ancient temple. Inside, he finds a huge glowing ruby and begins to read the inscription on the stone.
Whosoever touches this gem shall be granted the power of the crimson gem of Sidorak. Henceforth, you who read these words shall become forevermore a human juggernaut.
And with these words, Kane Marko is mystically transformed, entranced at the thought of limitless power and finally outperforming his favorite stepbrother. But at the same time, the temple caves in, leaving him buried under the rubble for decades. Flash forward to the current assault on the X-Men mansion, and the Juggernaut is back to get even with Professor X, who he believes left him for dead. Eventually, the X-Men learn they cannot overpower this behemoth. Rather, they must outsmart him. So, they enact a plan to remove his psychic protecting helmet, and Professor X manages to subdue him, thus putting an end to Juggernaut's rampage. For now. Juggernaut is most notably known for being an X-Men villain, usually assigned to the role of Brute in Magneto's Brotherhood. Despite this, Marko is incredibly well-rounded and shows up in most major Marvel comics, and has fought the likes of Thor, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and more. At one point, he even was in a relationship with She-Hulk. It's later revealed that the name Juggernaut is actually a title bestowed upon a candidate to be an avatar for the powerful and mysterious demon, Sidorak. During the Fear Itself storyline, Colossus, a mainstay rival to Kane Marko, sacrificially takes on the mantle, becoming the main Juggernaut for a short while in the comics. More recently, Justin Jin claims the title of Kid Juggernaut, stating that his grandfather was actually the original, connecting the lore as to why Sidorak's temple was in Korea in the first place. In stranger developments, in issues of Cosmic Ghost Rider, we see an alternate universe Howard the Duck empowered by the Crimson Gem, who joined Cable's Guardians of the Galaxy to travel back in time and kill Thanos. He goes by the name of Juggerduck, and I've never wanted Hasbro to make a figure so bad in my life. Indeed, Kane Marko's iteration of the Juggernaut has been and will always be the most well-known and widely loved. His menacing design, stubborn attitude, and unrestrained power has made Juggernaut a fan-favorite recurring character, and throughout the years, he's appeared in various comics, action figures and toys, promotional material, video games, shows, and multiple live-action movies, spurring the now iconic line,
"I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!"
Although some comics delve into Marko's humanity to portray him in an anti-hero light, one unifying characteristic are his numerous feats of impossible strength. He's an unstoppable crimson powerhouse with rocks for brains and a bucket for a helmet, making him one of my personal favorites of all time. Being such a popular X-Men antagonist, Juggernaut has had a multitude of action figures released through various toy lines and manufacturers since 1991. Such as Marvel Universe, Hot Toys, Diamond Select obviously, Marvel Legends, Marvel Legends, Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, Marvel Legends, and more. I used to have him complete in box, but have since lost it. The design on it was pretty good with a flashy background, a little comic art, and a short character summary. There was also some advertising for fellow mutants, Deadpool, and Cyclops. Rather than a base that most Diamond Select figures were packaged with, he got a puny background which held a cardboard cutout picture. It stood to about his knees and reminds me of those tourist spots at amusement parks. Not very upset I lost that one. This Marvel Select figure came out in August of 2011 and sold for $20. I picked him up for the same price a few years later, but he seems to go for about $30 nowadays. There's also a variant Juggernaut figure they released which features a great alternate head sculpt of him without his helmet. It would have been cool if the helmet were a separate accessory, but I guess they wanted to set him apart. Juggernaut stands at almost 9 inches tall, allowing him to absolutely tower over your standard Marvel Legends figures. Here's modular Iron Man for comparison. Even next to the likes of this legendary Rider series Hulkbuster, He's gigantic. Onto the articulation. His head moves left and right, but can't really move much up and down because of the helmet. His shoulders are on ball joints which move out and in and up and down. He has a bicep swivel, but no wrist or hand articulation. He has a diaphragm joint which can move side to side and up and down very slightly. He has no torso articulation. His legs are on ball joints which can move up and down and in and out. He has single jointed knees and he has ankle pivot. Unfortunately, he has no toe articulation or calf articulation. Ironically, he was sculpted by Gentle Giant Studios, and I have to say, they really did such an amazing job. They took this beloved and familiar design and proportions from the comics and added just a splash of realism. Everywhere you look on this figure, he's expertly textured or painted. While Juggernaut's suit most often appears as a bright red or maroon, I think the brown was a great choice. The helmet and armbands have a slight gold dry brushing to convey the look of metal, and his suit has a rhino-like leathery texture, and for his midsection, they actually sculpted in the lines. Even his skin has wrinkles and folds and veins popping out. If you look at the bottom of his boots, they even gave him treads. The overall figure design has a great sense of weathering, as if he's crashed through brick walls countless times already. Not to mention his snarling head sculpt, with great paint detail for the eyes and mouth, and a look of someone who has the worst case of roid rage you've ever seen. Now to talk about the obvious, this figure is an immense wall of muscle and plastic. I'm pretty sure he weighs about 5 pounds. Despite all these good things, the main issue I have with this figure is his articulation. I know that Diamond Select isn't known for their articulation as well as their sculpting, but it doesn't make it any less disappointing that I can't get him into a proper head-down charging pose, which is Juggernaut's whole MO. It's a shame because there are so many areas of the figure where articulation would definitely work, but they just never added it, such as the hands, the wrists, torso, upper thigh, the toe articulation. They just never added it in. Overall, I love this figure. It's a perfect interpretation of the Juggernaut in my opinion, and it even looks great beside other non-Marvel Select figures. I think all of their design choices were very well executed, as they managed to create this figure with Juggernaut's massive frame and original iconic design elements, while still giving a gritty and more realistic makeover. The paint and sculpt are of the utmost quality, usually unseen in the likes of Marvel Legends, but his only downfall is his lack of better articulation. But aside from all that, Juggernaut is an awesome figure, jam-packed with detail, and I would highly recommend it for any X-Men fan or collector out there, as he is relatively inexpensive and stands out on a shelf. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more like this. I'm KidCivic, until next time.
Civic.